Welcome to Lotus Student Mentor channel. In this session we are going to study encapsulation in object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? It is a programming paradigm that uses objects and classes to organize code. And there are four key principles of object-oriented programming. One is encapsulation, another one is inheritance, third one is polymorphism, abstraction. Inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction already covered in the previous videos. Now we are going to study what is encapsulation. Encapsulation is the process of or integration of the data and the code together in a single unit. Here the single unit, what is a single unit, consists of variables and methods or data and the code. That is single unit encapsulation. What it will do, it restricts the direct access to some of an object's components and can prevent the accidental modification of data, the main purpose of encapsulation. When at that time, when we are going to restriction of direct access means what we are going to do use here, the access modifier can become a private access modifier or protect access modifier can be used in the program of an encapsulation. Now what is the key concept? The public methods will be used also, that is called getters and setters. Here the getter and setter words are coming in public methods, that means that concept is related to encapsulation. Next, why encapsulation is important? Because of there are four main things. One is data hiding, another one is improved security, third one is maintainability and flexibility. Here what we are data hiding can also be taken place in the case of the concept of abstraction. There implementing details will be hiding takes place. But whereas here hides the internal state of an object and only exposes the control interface. That is the difference between the encapsulation and abstraction. The next one here, what are the main components of encapsulation? One is private variables, another one is not public variables, the public methods. The private variables data is encapsulated within the class and made private. Whereas public methods, the public methods consists of what? Getter method and setters. These are the main keywords are going to be used in the case of public methods to access or modify the which data? Private data. The next, access modifiers. What are the access modifiers are going to be used here? Private, public and protected. Determine the accessibility of the class members. Now coming to the program of by use in the concept of encapsulation, here the class account. The class account private double balance, this is a private variable. But to get the getter method to access the balance, we use get balance. Public double get balance, that is the return balance. Mainly discriminate here, get word will be there and the return balance. After that what will happen? The setter method going to be used to modify the balance. What is that setter method? That is public void deposit double amount. If amount is greater than 0, then balance equal to balance plus amount. Amount will be increased to modify the balance. The next one is that if we want another setter to withdraw the money, there what we are going to use, that is also setter method, that is called public void withdraw, that is double amount. If amount is greater than 0 and amount is less than the balance, then you can withdraw the money. If the amount is greater than the balance, it won't be withdrawn. Now balance equal to balance minus amount. That is what getter and setter concept of encapsulation. Now here what we are going to use? Private. Where the public we use no. This is called private variable, private double balance. It can't be accessed this balance. The examples are called, now suppose whenever we are withdrawing the money, the number won't be displayed. Suppose you are spending, unless and until you allow the accessing. The number amount whatever you are having in the bank balance, it won't be displayed, but the money will be withdrawn. If the money is whatever you are withdrawing, the inside money is less than the amount is less than the balance, then amount the way suppose amount is withdrawing more amount than the balance, it won't be withdrawn. That is the concept of this encapsulation. Now we use, as I mentioned, what are the discrimination, how to discriminate is this encapsulation or not. Mainly discrimination is that private, next public keywords. The third one is that getter and setter methods. This getter and setters are using in the program. That means that program belongs to encapsulation. Now, what is the step-by-step encapsulation breakdown? That is, step 1 is declare the data as private inside the class. That's what we mentioned, declare the data as private balance here. Private inside the class. Okay, declare the data as private inside the class. Step 2, create public methods. What is the creating public method? We use public void. That is, public methods are getters and setters to access and modify the data. In your previous program, you can understand whether to modify the balance or withdraw the balance, withdraw the amount. What we used? Public methods have been used. The step 3, use method to enforce validation or control how data is modified. Now coming to access modifiers in encapsulation, number 1 private, number 2 public, and 3 protected and default package. These are all access modifier already explained in previous videos. But let us again, private access modifier data is only accessible within the same class, whereas public data or methods are accessible from any other class. Protected data or methods are accessible within the same package and by subclasses. Protected, this is public protected or private and protected, or you cannot access the data, whereas public can be accessed from any other class. Coming to default access modifier, data is accessible only within the same package. Coming here, encapsulation real world application. There are mainly 2 applications are mentioned here. One is bank account, another one is car engine. Here in the case of bank account, customer's account balance is hidden and they can only interact with it through methods like deposit and withdraw. Okay, balance is hidden. This balance is hiding takes place in the case of encapsulation. Second example is a car engine. The engine is internal components, but we know internal components all are hidden from the user, but only controls can be exposed. That is why only controls like the accelerator and brake are exposed. Okay, that's what the real field examples of encapsulation. Now, advantages of encapsulation. There are mainly 3 advantages. One is control, another one is flexibility, another one reusability. This reusability concept also there, advantage of abstraction. And flexibility also, it can be for abstraction also, this flexible, abstraction also flexible. But one thing is the controlling. Here the controlling is the discrimination, it is highly more controllable in comparison to abstraction. That the class has full control over how its data is accessed or modified. Why? You are going to use here private access modifier and public access modifiers to access or modifying the data. And what is the conclusion? That encapsulation, one of the cornerstones of object-oriented programming, and advantage, that is what advantage, it improves security, better the security, flexibility and maintainability. And with encapsulation, the internal implementation can be modified without affecting the other parts of the program. That means, what is the meaning here? There is a chances of decoupling. There is no coupling between the methods. Whereas inheritance concept, if you change the data at one place, it automatically be affected the other subclasses. But whereas in the case of encapsulation, it won't be affected. There is a decoupling concept. Whereas the coupling concept is there in the case of inheritance. Mainly, what is the key takeaway message here? That the data, key data, private, and expose only necessary methods to interact with that. Thanks for watching.